A low, tilting shelf marked in heavy block letters. Despised subgenres. Various sections are separated by narrow plastic dividers, each one labelled with the same neat script. A baffling assortment. Hairdresser music, children's choirs, self-love anthems, opinionated female vocalists, and too many keyboards. The labelling and sorting is as meticulous as it is uniformly disdainful. More labels, falsetto-centric, made for pederasts, made by pederasts, pretentious time signatures, yodeling, ululations et al. The section Weaponized Boredom includes such titles as Music for Dentist Waiting Rooms and Narcoleptic Landscapes, both by Eloisa Alba. The care placed into the organisation is itself an act of love, performed hatefully. A single label fills up the entire back row. L-pop. You feel the media vendor's eyes on you as you flip through the offerings.
Have you met fans of the slop? If I leave it out front, I'll spend the evening scraping fluids off the jewel cases. What galls me is that it doesn't matter how I label any of it. These animals thank me for being thorough, then buy two.
A single label. You feel the media vendor's eyes on you as you flip through the offerings.
There are vomit bags behind the bin should the urge arise. What galls me is that it doesn't matter how I label any of it. These animals thank me for being thorough, then buy two.
You try, but it's difficult to find something you're interested in while wading through the labyrinth of the salesman's disdain. Whisper funk albums, kazoo devotionals, a breakup/meditation EP, an album cover where the singer hugs themselves in the mirror, track lists with 9-minute-long affirmations, a solo project described as ecstatically celibate. Almost as though you already knew what you were looking for, you turned straight towards the Made for Pederasts section. You pluck out a disc, ultravioletta, cover the moon when I'm gone.
And what exactly would you call adults who fawn over dolled-up starlets too young to even own the rights to their own music? Don't tell me you're one of them. Never is the only sane answer.
You turn your attention away from the shelf. Refreshments are lined up like brightly coloured soldiers. Neatly, your eyes are immediately drawn to the prices, printed in neat black and white beneath each row. They're even more expensive than the vending machines in the airport at Treffe on your way here. But you are not of Portofino. If the world would deny you even these small pleasures, then perhaps you should deny the world its ill-gotten cash. You're in the clear. Give it a go. Use a vendor override code. It won't be anything complicated. It will be simple, easy to remember, idiot-proof. The machine whirs happily, recognizing its master's shibboleth, and spits out the cash into your hand. The refreshments remain dormant in their artificially chilled chamber. An assortment of cargo crates sits in waiting, adorned with faint chalk marks and bright yellow labels. Machine printed, crisp and official. They all bear the same logo, tiny gold dots in a precise angular pattern. Point of origin, Ministry of Mass Culture, Cicatriz Frontera, the lengthening gleaming capital of Leluz. A maze of hastily drawn letters and numbers stands in contrast to the printed labels above. The symbols range from A to D, 0 to 9. You're not meant to be able to. It's not for you. Black cartons of cigarettes are stacked in tight rows. One of them has been slit open, 2 packs missing. The sight reminds you of a set of stairs descending into the dark of the basement. These crates here aren't exactly state secrets. Anyone with a keen eye and nimble fingers could do it. You step away from the marked crates. An assortment of cargo crates sits in waiting, adorned with faint chalk marks and bright yellow labels. You step away from them. An assortment of cargo crates sits in waiting, adorned with faint chalk marks and bright yellow labels. You step away. You return to the animal zone. You lift the shutter gently. Around you, scattered pairs of eyes watch as you jiggle the shutter. Come back at night, or find another entrance. You turn away from the store. The brightly coloured refreshments. It's not been long since you broke into one of these. Best give it a bit more time before you strike again. The refreshments remain. The man gives no indication of registering your presence. His mirrored sunglasses are turned skywards. But he's aware you're here. A flock of starlings murmur their strange shape over the canal water. Above them, larger brown-plumed birds hover.
Beauty's the trap. Those are sparrowhawks. But I doubt you're here to talk birds.
An old, low-slung workhorse with tar patches, welded plates, and mismatched boards. Marina 32, early 70s issue, Port for fear and manufacturing, built for municipal dredging, but this one's been heavily modded.
Except for a few both disagreeing about their place. Still, the reputation's deserved. He's got a few more years left in him. Old man. And I'm not complaining.
His chin dips once.
Depends. Some are produced locally. Textile's the easiest to replicate. Got some artisans in Hill of Pigs. Other things, like toys, need to be brought from abroad. There are small manufacturers scattered along the Nos Corrientes coast. Families with presses, off-book factories. Other crates have to cross a few borders. Because the Lusins don't mind a little cultural leakage these days. In fact, they encourage it. Government thing. Shadow program. I don't ask too much about it. Merchandise gets shifted and no one selling it gets disappeared to lose. Works out. Pantomime. Look around. Loses cutting edge. So long as they get a cut. Foreign regulations have made that part trickier. More eyes, more signatures.
Treaties, obligations to foreign banks and bureaucracies, third-party audits, all part of joining the developed world.
At the hands of some enterprising people, a few tarps in the dust, and word of mouth. I'm sure there's more important things for us to discuss. Most ships are named after stars. In Rustam, we name them after lost sailors. Carve a name into the prow. The dead will watch the waters for you.
Long dead hands carrying the hull, white fingers in the brine.
Nothing. This is just a barge. I call it he, out of habit. Sure. A collie. Go on. There's a lot of coming and going in the bazaar. I don't get paid to keep track of it.
A decent performance, but you have notes.
Did he? Ah, right. The twitchy communist. Now I have him. Yeah, your colleague was here. As you can see, he isn't now. Sucks, mostly. Not really my province. He was here to broker some kind of trade deal with the bazaar.
Time to show. Cards on the table.
And he must have been a spy with the operant bureau. Like you.
A still moment. From a nearby rooftop, the sound of children playing.
Anyway, your colleague seemed upstanding, respectful, but I couldn't help him.
End of the line. The pseudopod terminus. He bounced off this man and landed somewhere in oblivion.
Very much so. Probably do with it. Shaky hands, blotchy neck. But he did all right.
A polite round of applause for the support act.
No. What's on it? The Losian pop thing. Seen the ads around. I'm an alert. But you can assume half of those are filled with our music. Colored disc in these high-tech formats. Not really my province either. So it's partner now. He wanted the same thing as you do, I assume. A meet with the boss man.
A face flashes in your mind, unbidden. Heavy-set, boyish grin. Traces of the underworld clinging to him.
Tempo del Sur.
Your cerebrospinal fluid turns to liquid refrigerant. Tempo del Sur, mid-tier deity in the local underworld, and once your asset, cryptonym Taxman, also someone you once called a friend.
By name. Your colleague was very keen to speak to the boss. I had to turn him away. He came back. Had to turn him away 4 times. After that, I lost track of him. He didn't exactly walk off with purpose.
As the sun smears across rooftops, a man with a briefcase full of carefully folded socks sits on a metal bench. He sits there for a long time, considering the tangle of alleyways that surround him.
No, he didn't actively threaten me, nor did I find him threatening. Yeah, whole kingdom.
Tempo had many criminal-grade contacts in the loose. Probably how he dodged the fallout after your network blew.
Tempo's boss man. Big picture stuff. His new underboss keeps things tight on the ground. Teenage girl, 16, maybe 17, but knows the score. Promising young bootlegger. Could say that. Been hanging around here a while. Tempo saw some potential. Teenage girl, 16, maybe 17, but knows the score. Promising young bootlegger. She's here and there. Be lucky to catch her, though. Fast footwork. Teenage girl. She's alright. Leave her be.
He's very fond of her.
Man's got a way of rallying people around him. Friends, allies, losing underworld contacts. Doesn't go in for sleep much either.
Maybe he bottomed his way to the bottom.
Bossman is the bazaar. He's everywhere you look.
You know a stone wall when you smack off one. He's waiting for you to put something together.
I'm listening. Sure.
He lowers his head in brief salute. The smuggler inclines his head in silent recognition. Because his name is Pseudopod, and the hushed arena awaits a different spy.
And who are you?
He's going to make you say it out loud.
I think it is.
He nods slowly. Rivulets of rain run down his sunglasses.
Tempo was very specific. At least he was to me. Cascade or nothing. He didn't want the opera. He wanted you.
A rough voice down a splintering phone line. No silly cunts. Cascade only, person to person. Cascade or nothing. Shards of both past and present collide. In the wreckage, a jagged pattern forms. 1. Tempo, Kryptonym Taxman, your dormant asset. Contacts the opera. Intent unknown. Information unknown. Request, meeting with operant Cascade. Only Cascade. 2. Cascade status frozen. Duration in perpetuum. Opera issues directive. Dispatch lead operant to Portaferro. 3. Pseudopod. Active in theatre. Assignment, meet with Taxman. Retreat. They wanted Pseudopod to become Tempo's new handler. You were just here to smooth the transition. 4. Pseudopod fails to meet with Taxman. Requests Cascade from Opera. 5. Timeline disrupted. Movements unknown. Pseudopod. Status changes to lost. 6. Cascade. Status changes to reanimated. Operant questions coagulate, but at their center a truth catches the light. You knew it all along. One of your people reached out for you.
Here's how I see it. Or maybe, how I don't. The weeping eye coming heavy, start cracking skulls. Tempo gets a wild look in his eye and follows it out the door. You two spirits appear out of nowhere, full of socks and half stories. And now we're all jumping at shadows. I'm Rustami, brought up to follow codes. I can't follow a code if I don't know what the fuck's going on. We're calling this the middle. Best laid plans. I was trying to slink around the edges. That's our biggest problem. Tempo's gone. Vanished. I don't know where he is now. But I can tell you where he was.
Innocent use of past tense, but still, you don't care for it.
That's his office up there. Tempo HQ. It's been locked since he disappeared. No one in, no one out. I'd rather leave the guesswork to others. I've worked for him for the past 4 years. He's never left without a warning, not to mention instructions. Wasn't entrusted with it.
He was hoping you could make sense of it.
Well, makes a couple of us. Extremely, to hear Tempo tell it. Recently, he had many urgencies. Back on the blow, I fear.
So either under a lot of mental stress or seeing ghosts, this message could be critical. It could also be nothing but branches tapping a window pane.
A week or so back. Since then, nothing. Because it's locked. Temple's life is in there. What he could organize of it, at least. When you're done. When you're done.
He lowers his head in brief salute. The machine is still soured by the smell of urine. The poor thing's been abandoned, left to pickle in the bitter piss of passing drunks. It's not been long since you broke into one of these. Best give it a bit more time before you strike again. Overdo this, and you risk a note that reads kleptomaniacal tendencies in your personnel file. The refreshments remain dormant in their artificially chilled chamber. Wild boar piglets snuffle through the city's trash, still wearing the stripes of babyhood like halitosis humbugs. Behold, the cloven-hoofed effect of urban administrative collapse. If you can find one, this is a street gang after all. They're even wearing matching colours. But where there are bullets, there are boars. An adult can be up to 500 pounds of bristled, pitiless hog with tusks. Yes. You scan from left to right, checking the alley's tangled contours for a hint of hairy maternal rage. There is no interest from the hogolescents. One of the bullets looks at you with bulging lachrymose eyes. You leave the boars to their devices. You're confronted by a striking image in bold red and black. A woman perched on a sofa in a simply furnished apartment. A handgun lies across her lap. On the table next to her, a beverage in an appealing slim can. In white text, contrasted against the black shadows, the words, "Safe houses anywhere." This woman is being paid to convince you it is. It's nothing like the ones they have back in the People's Republics. The woman's fingers caress the weapon, a gesture of intimacy. Effa Red and Black Special Edition. The can is adorned with a handful of coffee beans, a sugar cane, and a splash of cream. There is, in the developed world, advertisements no longer feature products, only vague promises of a lifestyle. She knows you're watching. The shutter's release captured the moment she was thinking about you, the future, the onlooker, forever. She knows that you see her. The young, capable, pretty, yet also shy and approachable classmate you imagined in your dreams. Your hand touches hers unexpectedly during small arms training at the opera's greenhouse. She blushes. The words begin to blur before your eyes. Your eyes snap back into focus. The woman, the gun, the appealing can are all as they were. Around you, the sounds of Party Alley resume. Yet another poster that would look awesome on the wall above your bed. Dried flakes of paste drift to the pavement as you peel the advert from the wall and roll it up.
Package will be destroyed.
Baby, these return visits make me think we should be exclusive. With pleasure. All right, tell me what's on your mind. I'll be seeing you.
Peeling wallpaper hangs above your bed. Faded patterns. A great void of expression. A shadow from a passing aerotram crosses the wall momentarily. A flicker of light, arranged by the cosmos, as if to wink at you. The woman and her coffee watch over you, mysterious, knowing. Bergman watches on approvingly as you secure his position. You step back and survey your decorative efforts so far, paper on paper, dwarfed by the enormity of the void that surrounds it. You've been starved of art, of colour, of life for 5 years. It's more than nice. The wall feels less dreary as you turn away from it. The bed welcomes you for a soft slumber. The stillness of the room quietens your mind as you settle down.